Hello team, welcome to our Tuesday night newsletter. Just got to make sure everyone's plugged in. We thought we'd all catch up. We've got our special guest this week is Jay, who we all know. J&J Paul's major sponsor. Make sure that we support him. He's been helping us out as a runner a couple of times throughout the year with young Jed, who plays with us. So we've just been having a chat, and we're going to have a little bit of a chin wag about each and every young fella who we're so proud to be a part of their journey this year. So Jay's going to start us off. What do you think, Jay, so far this year from what you've seen?
Just checking, make sure I'm plugged in there, boys.
I can hear.
Yeah, thanks for having me to the table. Look, just first want to say it's been really great to be able to be involved and join in and be a runner from time to time. Really enjoyed it. I've really especially enjoyed watching the growth of these young boys, like from the start of the season, being both a spectator and being involved, to see how they've come from being young boys that are, finding their feet to really following instruction. I think that was really evident on the weekend. We played the top side. They've beaten us the last couple of times quite convincingly, and each time we've managed to chip it away and it's come down a lot lower. So I think we were at about 80 odd points down to 69. I think we cut that down to about 40 odd. I'm not sure the exact number, but so the development that the guys are showing is unbelievable, and it's a testament to the coaching staff, to you guys. I guess from my point of view, being out there on the weekend, watching a few of the boys run around and being able to deliver some messages. I just want to make a bit of a shout out to Jaxie, who's had a blinder the last few weeks. I think he's been really strong. He's stood up when the boys have needed him. Zachy, he's at the forefront of the ball all the time. He's very creative. His willingness to get the ball and move on.
Clean.
Very clean, yes, very clean. Tyler R, his run is phenomenal. He keeps presenting, and Maxi M's having a great season. I think he's really producing some good footy back there. So from what I can see so far, gents, the development is really, really good. Really impressed with how they're holding themselves, and look forward to watching, and hopefully if you need a runner from time to time, I'm willing to help out. So.
Jed, we've got wireless phones are available in modern day as well, but anyway, Jed's a little bit old school.
So my wireless ones are broken. I've had to go to the old plugins, but look,
more reliable, I think.
Yeah. I'll throw over to Trev now, and Trev, take it away, mate.
Thanks, Shay. You're going to hear one word repeated a lot, I think, today, and that's development. We've seen a hell of a lot of development with the boys, and Jay's nailed it. And a lot of the boys, I'm about to have a chat about the group, the boys, they've excelled since the start of the year. A few of these names, Butch, such a pleasure to have him back in the team, and he stepped up from round one. From round one, he showed that he was ready to play football. Had a bit of time off, and to have him back in the team has been invaluable. Anywhere we put him on the ground, he's done exactly what we've asked. He's come back with a flock of white hair, which looks superb, and he's rocking that on the footy field. He looks like a rock star, he plays like a rock star, and I think he's got a fine football career in front of him.
We've got quite the hairdos in our team.
We do. Ashley Martin, we are sponsored by them.
No, they've got hair. We need
the coaches.
We need Ashley Martin.
Hence the hats.
Yeah.
Next fella, Miller, the red flash. He's superb. Obviously, he carries himself really well on the footy field. He showed that a couple of weeks ago when I was umpiring, and I could not keep up with the kid. Every time he got a footy, he's fast, flash by looks, flash by nature. Super great kid. He always pumps the boys up at training, pumps them up at the start of the game. So he's a really good kid to have around, not just for his footy skills, but for his absolute bright personality, and the boys, they gravitate to him. So he's a good kid to have in the team. As is this lad, who's very quiet, Thomas Prime. He's a great kid. We've had the pleasure of coaching him for a number of years. But he goes about his job so quietly. He goes under the radar a lot, probably a bit too much, because what he does a lot of the 1%ers on the footy field. I think he's an invaluable member of the team. Everything he does, when he gets near the footy, he goes in hard, he tries his best. footy side, we have the pleasure of seeing him play basketball at the same time. So he's got a really good skill set, good hands, great kick of the footy. Again, he's one of the first kids to run up to his teammates when they kick a goal, take a super mark, going for a tackle, or do something extra special. Prime's one of the first guys in there to pat on the back. So I reckon that's an extra special trait that he's got, and I love having him in the team. Now this last kid that I'll chat about is Jerry. Now this kid he just personifies teammate, and he did that last week. Couldn't play football because he was injured, but he's there side by side with his team. He's there in the trenches.
In his gear.
He did, and he cheers them along. When he's actually playing, he's a stalwart, and we've used him a few times in the back line, probably because we rely on him a fair bit there, because he's so quick to the footy, great on the man. He's like a prison warden. He's really good as a defensive player, and just super reliable. One of those kids you can just stick in a position, and you know Jerry's going to do his role. Have a bit of a chat to him at the start of the game. He loves his footy, but he's so good to have in the team. The kids love him. We love training him. He listens. One of those. There's a lot of the lads. They're really good in that regard. They've developed with not just their footy skills, but the way they listen to us.
Very coachable.
Absolutely, and Jerry's like at the upper echelon of that. So. Got a few more kids that I'm sure will be covered in that. And Al, on to you, mate.
Yeah, well, it's been a good start to the year. With 10 games, we'll have a break now. I think the one thing about these lads is they really listen and they want to take it in. They're a great group of kids, and I think one thing that we've been talking about is being a great teammate. And I think that is we're starting to reap rewards. We're starting to see that they're really encouraging each other. They acknowledge. They're starting to see when they say the wrong thing that it's the wrong thing, and I think that's another great part of learning the game and understanding yourself. I mean, we've got Josh Butcher. He's been a bit slow to start, but his last couple of weeks we put him in the back line. Unfortunately, he is a true backman, and he just on the weekend he was 1 against 2, 1 against 3, and he beat them or at least get a ball up, and it was great to see. That kid who just loves playing at Eltham start getting some really good form.
So good at one-on-ones.
Yeah, he's great at one-on-ones. He's just strong core. And then Tommy Downs, the basketballing footballer, as we joked about earlier. Time and time again, you'll see him have a little 3-point shot or a cross between the legs while he's just waiting for the ball to come down to his position. But on the weekend, I was talking to him about. Today you've got to concentrate for as long as you can before you bring out the basketball shots. And he came up to me at quarter time and he said, Al, didn't shoot any shots this quarter, which is great. He sees the humour in it, but he listened and he followed through in the instructions, which is fantastic. Then we've got Rowdy, Mason B, quiet achiever. He just goes about his business, very balanced, good player. He knows where he wants to play, and that's only in the forward line. But fortunately enough, we got him out of there. We pried him out of there with a crowbar on the weekend, and he got to play other positions, and he did a really good job. He really competes. Scott brought it up before the game. He gets himself behind, but sometimes he's behind, but he manages to still get to the contest and work his way to the front, which is pretty good. And what about Huddy's mark on the weekend? His arms just got tangled around that ball, and that ball was going nowhere. It was one of the greatest marks. I thought, you know what, we're going to have a good day today. With Huddy's taking marks like that, we're going to have a good day. And he had a good day. He got to a lot of contests. He competed well, and he's been doing that a lot this year. And as the year has gone on, he's been getting to more contests, and he's been competing a lot more, which is great. Absolutely. And obviously, the last one, Christian, for me, is improvement each week. I saw him push a kid over on the weekend, and I know that's just a simple action, but for a kid that hasn't played a lot of footy, he got strong balance, pushed him over, won the contest, and that's all we're asking him to do, isn't it? It's just halve it or win it, and if they halve it, just as good. We get to start again.
He actually got clobbered and hit the deck pretty hard, and to his credit, he bounced up.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it, but Mace said that he got hit pretty hard.
He did, and
2 weeks in a row.
And to his credit, he bounced straight up and he got straight back on.
Doesn't complain.
I asked him, I ran out. I said, "Do you want to come off?" And he's like, "No, I'm good to go."
You did run out. That's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, over to you, Scott.
Well, first of all, I'll say clearly we all love working with a great club which I think we sometimes underestimate, how fortunate we are to be in such a great culture, the overarching club itself. We've got a great set of parents who really value what we're trying to work on, so we want to thank you for your support and the role models that you are for the boys, and I think we'll come across some tough years ahead of us whereby we might not see that. So I just really want to emphasise how well we've carried ourselves as a cohort of parents. Clearly the coaches, we just love doing what we do with the volunteers and the helpers, and everyone puts their hands up. It's really such a great group. So let's make sure we finish it off for the rest of the year. I'm just going to speak about 4 players who were fortunate enough to play their 50th so far this year. So that's Tyler Black. We have the running joke on Tyler Black. If he's playing mid, back or forward, he will be at some stage, well, for the most part, he'll be forward.
He was in the back line a lot as a forward on the weekend, mind you.
Yeah.
But he still has 2 white stripes there. He just knows where the goals are. He's a tough little bugger. I would say he's right up there with the best tacklers in the competition. I love watching him tackle. Cohen is an incredibly smart footballer, beautiful kick. He's sort of the guy that within 20-25 metres you'd love the ball to be in his hands. And he was fighting a few injuries and a bit of a cold, like it sounds like some of the boys were on the weekend. And he's an excellent young lad to be part of our group. And Cooper had his 50th on the weekend. And kicked an amazing goal the week before. It was such a good sign the week before for those who've seen the photos to see our boys just get around him. And it was one of the biggest. Al went nuts when he kicked it. It was one of the best moments of the year to see him kick that.
And I think because Cooper has, as a person, he's really engaging with the boys, and he's almost a bit of a leader. We talk about Flash earlier about he's almost like a spiritual leader, but Cooper on the field, he's talking to the boys, he's telling them where to go, he's doing this, and as an 11-year-old kid, it takes a lot of maturity, and it's been great to see him mature into the latter years now.
He said that at 3/4 time on the weekend too. Cooper's not usually one during the huddles to say a lot, he just takes it all in, but he popped the question to me on the weekend, he's like, all right, so the ball's up the ground a bit, where would you like me? Do you want me right on the goal square, or do you want me to move up to the 50, or do you want me to go to the side where the footy's at? I'm like, there you go, Coop. He's chasing the right response. He's learning, which is great.
The next 2 is probably hard for the 2 of them, being 2 of the coaches' sons. That's Archie and Mace. Archie's really, again, he played his 50th. So again, Archie, Cooper, Cohen, Tyler. Well done to those 4 for playing their 50th. But Archie has really developed, I think, so far this year, and he's been thrown around in the middle and half back and half forward, and he's really developing his footy IQ. And he probably highlight for me, being a father and a coach, was some tackles and some smothers on the weekend.
Cam got a great photo of the smother.
Yeah.
The other thing I loved about watching Archie on the weekend is his anticipation of where the ball is going. There was multiple times on the weekend where he would be running to a spot knowing the ball was going there, and sure enough, it came there. And that's, as you said about his IQ, it's great to see that, again, he's maturing into a smart, thinking footballer. Took him 50 games.
Hopefully the next 50 he picks it up quicker. Mace is, I think, very clearly for all parents and a very talented sports person. We've just found out today he's had influenza B, but he probably worked harder than anyone on the field on Sunday. Unfortunately, his 2 coaches were pushing him, so we've got some answering to do to his mum, one especially, one of the coaches especially, but Mace
I tried to reel them in, I really did.
Sure. Mace is a pleasure to coach. He's just got this ambition to compete, and whatever sport he plays, he seems to do very well, and it's a real pleasure to have him back for the back half of the year, knowing that he had some unfortunate news early in the year where he missed a month of footy. The next guy I want to say is Carter, who's probably equally as competitive, and I really want to see these two play some footy together against some sides for the rest of the year, because they're both competitive beasts, and Carter is just like a steam train. I actually don't want to get in the way of him. But he laid a really hard and fair tackle on the weekend, and he reads the ball well. He's quick, he's fit, he works his bum off, and Mason and Carter really have shown the way for what some good footy can look like. The next guy, Jed, obviously it's Jay's son, and he, talking about footy IQ, I think he'd be right up there as well. And for those who don't know, I think Jed still qualifies for under 10s, but he's an incredibly smart young player. He works hard, he thinks about it. He's probably the first after every training and game to come up and shake our hands. He's very polite. But he's got some skills too. Like he's played some really good footy at half back. He's very dangerous around goals, and he's very smart around the footy. So he's been great to see develop. And his mate Odie, through family connections in basketball, Odie I think is only in his second year of footy, and
he's qualified for under 10 as well.
He's another under 10.
Yeah.
We've said this a few times. Odie just keeps getting better and better every week. He finds the right spot, he sticks a tackle, gets a hand in, sticks a mark. Got very unlucky on the weekend early in the game, but he just keeps putting himself there, and he keeps developing. Really enjoy coaching Odie, and right up there with Thomas in the listening stakes. He doesn't miss a beat.
And right up there with Jed in the manners too.
Yeah,
He's always...
Yeah, absolutely.
He doesn't say anything, but he always puts... It's just all of a sudden Odie's hands in your face to say thank you very much and shake your hand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then the last one we want to mention is Marcus. Marcus is...
a little bulldog.
The bulldog, yeah.
He is the bulldog. He's probably one of the smaller players, but he's got one of the biggest hearts. He does not shirk one issue. He beelines the ball. He sticks tackles. He gets hurt all the time because he puts his head where others don't. And he's had a really, like you said, Jay, he's had a really good couple of weeks. He's probably been pigeonholed a little bit as a backman, but he does it so well. But I still think he has a lot to offer on the ball and half forward. And that's probably what we want to focus on. Well, what we have focused on the first half of the year is we've given all of the players an opportunity to play in different positions. And as the year goes on, we might have to start to look at trying to settle the guys a little bit, to try and settle the team, to let them go to the next level of development. But most of the players, or pretty much all the players, have had an opportunity to play and develop elsewhere. So just to finish off, it's been a great first year. We're sorry that tonight's is so long, but we just thought it was worthwhile to have a bit of a checkpoint on where we're at. 10 games, we really want to keep developing going forward. We want to keep the great teammate going. We've used the word fierce. We want to be fierce around the footy and with our tackling. That'll continue. Thanks again to the volunteers. Thanks again for being the parents being such great people and role models. And hopefully we can just stick around for the next 5 games, keep developing, get into finals, and I reckon we can do some damage. And as Jay said, we've taken some significant steps against the top side who haven't lost the game yet. I reckon we'd be one of the sides they'd be worried about. So more importantly, you boys, hopefully you're listening. We love coaching you. You're fantastic young lads. You keep developing, and let's make sure that the rest of the year that we have some fun and we continue with what we value. So thanks, guys. Well played.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Where do I unplug? Just here?